Welcome back to Hubris, Twilight of the Hellenistic World. We've completed turn 2, and I'm going to make only very small corrections here, and that is when Rome allies with a neutral, that it's with diplomacy, you actually you add Roman markers alliances to every unaligned place in this satrapy. So Abydos is also Roman, and that means that Rome also gets this naval unit. Fancy, fancy naval unit. Okay, it goes here. I don't think they're going to fight at the moment. It has to be a naval campaign before there's any fighting. Also, speaking of fighting, I've been thinking that, maybe I misplayed the Roman campaign that happened last turn, because the instructions say that Rome must try to end the war as soon as possible, and Rome wins the war against Macedonia if it either conquers Pella, the capital, or if a Roman consul defeats the Macedon royal army in battle. So I should have marched towards Macedonia, but I didn't realize that, no, this is actually correct. I played correctly by not attacking there, because Roman's agenda is Greece, so its scope of action is Illyria, Greece, and all adjoining seas. Greece is marked with these satrapies that have like this off-white color on them. So it's this southern area. Illyria is not Greece, Macedonia is not Greece, Thracia is not Greece, and obviously everything in Asia Minor is also not Greece. So, Rome cannot go to Macedonia. And I believe the advice in the Solitaire rulebook, it's not in the flowcharts, but it's suggested that probably Macedon should just keep its royal army in Macedonia, unless it's like campaigning against Romans, for as long as they're at war with Rome. Rome cannot attack into Macedonia at this point, so unless Macedon comes out to campaign against, I don't know, this situation in Thessalia, and there's a good chance this war is going to keep going for as long as Hannibal is fighting. So this is not too bad for Macedonia. There's a chance for things to get better. And maybe, there is a chance that Roman belligerents will drop to the bottom, at which point they will make peace, which is very prestigious. If Romans get tired of fighting you, that is very good. Also, I've done some recalculations for the victory points of Seleucus because I haven't been updating it. Apparently they have 10 territorial VP, but because their king fucked up fighting me, well, this is going to be 9 territorial VP. He's actually... Yes, he's bad for their style. Also, I should reduce the prestige of Archaios, because he lost the battle to me. He started with 1 renown. And here, I think everything... Yeah, I recalculated VPs for Macedon, and yeah, they're at 16, and they should actually have another 1 total for Philippos' renown. With this, I think we are ready to start turn 3, whatever horrors it may bring. First, deck preparation phase. Well, are we at turn 3? Yes, we are at turn 3. Let's press the magical deck prep button. Okay. 14 events in the deck. Everything's prepared. This card stays here. We've done that, but we should also check if Roman activation cards... the game does not do this. This card stays here, everything else goes back into the deck. Oh, but by the way, if I draw a Roman card for the war against Macedon that just doesn't have any Roman legions on it, this guy just goes home, because Rome, especially at limited war, is kinda... not very interested in battling, but it's there. Right, bring in new leaders. Let's check if anyone gets any new guys for turn 3. Well, we can see that Nicanor. Let's. It's that time of the turn again where I have to learn a bunch of new names. Nicanor. We get Nicanor. And that's it. Not very bountiful turn, but this guy is a decent unit, decent general. 3-2, yeah, he is. Maybe Macedon won't have to send its chief minister to battle every time. He is slightly less loyal, but he is also less prone to intrigue. One of the things that happened when Arathos died is that Philippos went back to his default settings, default stats for diplomacy and admin. He used to have a bonus. Right, so what's happening here? Turn 3. Antiochus the Young... No. The Younger. How much younger are we talking about? Oh, he comes with a horse. And he has a... He's third in line for the throne. That's interesting. He's wing commander. Does it mean he... he may be rotated at the beginning of battle to treat one land unit as elite for the duration of battle. That is really cool. That is a really useful ability. Okay. Where do we put him? Let's keep him here. There's a lot of space. Oh, he's a really good commander, actually. He is a little worse at sieges, but he has better diplomacy, worse admin. Okay, so if the Seleucid king dies, that's not going to be a tragedy for them. Now let's see what we get. We get nothing. Interesting. Okay. Wait, how many people do we get on turn 4? We get 3 people on turn 4. Oh no, this is going to be a bloodbath. Wait, since I've added a guy to the Macedon court, the replacement, this guy, is going away. I mean, he is not dying, but he is going back to the deck in case we need him again. Yes. So now they have a full complement of dudes. Okay, we've done that. I need to calculate my taxes. Okay, it's going to be 39 talents plus... Did I have my talents last time? Does anyone remember? I think I did. Yes. So we're going to increase it by 39, which is going to... No, not like this. It's going to be 46 talents, which is a lot of money, but I feel I'm going to waste a lot of it. Well, not waste, spend a lot of it on mercenaries, because one of the things about Macedon being at war with Rome is that it no longer has a cap on how many mercenaries it wants to hire. It wants all of them. Okay, next. Ah, yes, the Roman politics phase. What are we going to get in the Roman politics menu? It's a 3. DRM, it's limited war -1, so it's a 2. 1 level toward medium. Can it go 1 level toward medium? I think it's capped, yes. It cannot be higher than low, so no, it doesn't move. Now, mercenaries. Since previously Macedon was not present here when they needed to bid on these mercenaries, and they went to fight the war with Hannibal. I don't know on which side. They can't get these, which is kind of going to hurt Macedon plans. But then Galatians. Who's going to bid on Galatians? I'm going to bid on Galatians. I'm going to spend 2. I'm going to place Galatians. Man, where do I spend Galatians? It would be nice to put them... Yeah, well, they worked so well last time. Let's put them right here. Ptolemy owner, flip. They're going to be in Ionia. Then, Illyrians, they're up north. I could bid on them, and Macedon's going to bid on them. Let's see. First roll is for Macedon. 3, and I'll roll for myself. 4. Okay, I outbid them, but I'll have to pay another 4. Where do I place Illyrians? You know, I could drop them right here in Thrace, just for fun, because attacking these two would not actually, be considered a declaration of war against Macedon, because these are its allies. Should probably do something about the Romans here in Mysia. How do I say this? Mysia. I'm not going to attack them, because attacking Romans can potentially, it's not a guarantee, but even attacking Roman alliances is like a small chance of Rome declaring war on you. So, where could I drop my mercenaries so that they are useful? What about Lycia? Yes. Okay, we'll flip them. Ptolemy owner, and move them to Lycia. I have an office. Actually, I could place them right here in Lydia for reasons unknown, but in case that a rebel decides to attack. But no, maybe not. No. Then, our next mercenaries on these guys? No. These guys. Who can bid on them? Does Rome bid on them? No, I don't think Rome bids on them. So I guess I could get them for 2 coins? Why not? Let's get them for 2 coins. And place them here, up north. I'm not exactly being threatened at the moment, so flip. Then, Arcadians, they're in the south, and Macedon's going to get them, and I think it's going to place them in Macedonia. Flip. And Cretans, no one can bid on Cretans but me, so maybe I should drop them somewhere in this area. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's ship Cretans over. That's going to be another 2. Ship Cretans over to, where was it? Coelicyria. Yes, one of the problems with Coelicyria is that thanks to diplomacy of Seleucids, I do not control one of those places here, so it pays me only 4 instead of 7. I could have been richer, so I guess we'll try to fix that, possibly. Okay, we're done with mercenaries, as far as I can tell. Yes, it's time for action. What is the worst that can possibly happen? Oh, it's time to find out. Reputed mercenary general. Ooh, wait a minute. What's his name? Andromachos of Aspendos. Andromachos of Aspendos. Becomes available. All kingdoms may immediately bid on him to add to their court. Oh, this guy is interesting. Is interesting not in like taking him into battle, kind of interesting. You can activate him to improve 1 land unit, turn it into elite for this entire turn. That is pretty cool. But I have to bid on it. And I think bidding involves... wait a sec. I think bidding involves doing the same procedure as we do for the... Which event number is this? Event 15. Yes, resolve as mercenaries with all kingdoms, NPK Ptolemies. No, we're not non-player. We're not non-player Ptolemies. So, okay, so everyone rolls. Literally everyone rolls. Also, I've forgotten to pay for my mercenaries. That cost me 10 talents. And I'm spending money too fast. So, let's see how much everyone is going to bid on this guy. Now, if we're treating it like mercenaries, I possibly, most likely, I have the option to apply DRM. And it's going to be at most a +1 to my roll. Anyway, so, rolling for Macedon. 4, rolling for Seleucids. 2, rolling for me. 1. Okay, Macedon is getting this guy. That is interesting. If Macedon can convert a bunch of its units to something deadly, could potentially attack Romans, like, effectively. I need to see if how this ability is going to be used. What card is it? U3. Mandatory if at war. Use Training Master once per turn if at war, and 3 or less recurrent events already drawn. Use at other times on D6 1 and 2. Only check if available troop to be made elite. Well, can he the big question is, can he do mercenaries? Yes, he has a battle rating of 4, which is really cool. Right, so it doesn't say anything about mercenaries. They could potentially turn this one mercenary unit into a kick-ass mercenary, kick-ass elite force. Okay, so this goes to out of play. Next card, Nemean Games. If Kingdom has alignment marker in Greece and activates King to check, ooh, the +1 modifier. Let's see, is anyone going to trigger this? Event 25. Must play event for Macedon. Must trigger if core not at full control and not at war. Oh. Okay, so it's not a must trigger, but will trigger on D6 for 1 to 4. What does it do, actually? Places... Okay, so if you win these games in an attempt to bolster his public image... Oh yes, these were the games held by Philippos. Interesting. So, they could potentially... If he wins, if he shows great diplomacy and he wins the games, they can get free alignment marker, which could be good. Wait. Except Aetolia. Aetolia is just like this one place that is absolutely an exception to everything. Okay, so this could be useful, but it also might not have any effect whatsoever. We'll see if Macedon triggers it. Oh, hello, Aetolian Ambition. We just mentioned you. If non-Roman alliance in Aetolia, remove it. Yes. Delete. Oh, these guys are no longer aligned with... Yes, I don't think they are aligned with Macedon anymore. Check ambitious generals, doesn't do anything. Okay, what is Macedon going to do? Let's find out. First of all, I need to check if any mandatory events, leader special abilities currently in play. Yes, there are, we know. Okay, Macedon is going to trigger Andromakos. Activate. Andromakos, activate, yes. And now I'm going to... Where is my option? Training Master. Okay, the mercenary is replaced with an elite unit. Yes. Fortunately, this is built right into the... what's his face? The system. The Vassal module. Okay, so that's Macedon turn. Now, what am I going to do? I still have only 2 people capable of any kind of military campaigning, so I don't want to touch them for a moment. Because I may use my king for defense again. He seems very good at this. And also, wait, I should recalculate my VP too, because I have a differential of 5, which should not be. I'll do it next time. Or if there's a threat of an attack from Rome. Anyway. I'm going to send Agathocles, who killed one of my generals last time. I'm going to activate him. I'm going to activate him to negotiate here in Coele-Syria. This costs how much again? Envoy, 1 talent, 2 talents for +1 modifier. So we're paying 3 talents. 1, 2, 3, and you roll 2 dice, and hopefully gets at least 1 hit. Yes, it's a 2. Blaze, Ptolemy Alliance. Okay, I have full control of Coele-Syria. That is good for my profits. Next up is Seleucids. What are Seleucids going to do? I think after the disastrous last turn, when they lost control of 2 of their core satrapies, they are in actually a pretty good situation. Maybe they'll start dealing with the rebel. No previous condition applies. 2 dice, 2 + 6, 8. 1 passes trigger roll check and applicable event. What? Oh, the check is whether they're going to use any kind of special ability. Well, they can't use anything on the cards. They cannot use anything on the leaders either. Yes, they cannot do that. So, yeah, they're not going to trigger pending events, so they're going to conduct envoy action. Again, it's weird that they have a martial king and the dice just keep trying to make them do diplomacy. 1 + 4, 5. Seleucids at peace, 5. US. What is US? Ooh, upper satrapies. They want to do diplomacy in upper satrapies. That is the worst possible place to do diplomacy, because all of these places are subjects places. They won't actually listen to you unless you, you know, come there with an army. But there is exactly 1 place where they can do diplomacy. Okay, who is going to do diplomacy? I think last time we decided it was going to be Xerxes, because he's the best diplomat among people with the worst military rating, so Xerxes is activated. He rolls 2 dice, and he gets Sophene? Sophene, of course. How could I be so wrong? Right, so this is a Seleucid alliance. Not sure why they're doing this, but that's what the charts tell me. Now, Rome. Rome is at war with Macedon, so I'll draw a card. This card goes into discard. Let's see what's the next. Limited war. This goes... yes, return to available. This Roman legion goes away. And this consul also goes away. Funny thing about that. Yeah, so I'm not going... I have a feeling I might not campaign against Rome this entire turn. Okay, this goes into discard. Next. Hannibal's War 3. Well... bring second Punic War to next step, line text of new step, transfer one random face down mercenary. Yeah, so this is not going to happen. This goes out of play. But yes, the war has arrived at the next step, meaning Hannibal has no chance anymore to win this. Step +1. Fall of Spain. Rome may no longer be captured by Hannibal. Roman belligerents cannot be higher than medium. Yes, Cornelius Scipio Africanus ousts the Carthaginians from Spain, and yes, Hasdrubal Barker's relief army is destroyed. Well, I guess we'll have to live with Rome for the rest of the game. Fuck. Okay, this is the event I've been waiting for. It actually entered the deck, as you can see, last turn, but didn't come out, which is a huge rarity. I'm actually going to give you... Wait, there are paragraphs for each of these events in the rulebook, and this is event 20. Let's see what they've got for Anacharesis. Historical background. The power of the Lagged dynasty was built on the extraordinary wealth it was able to extract from Egypt, mainly based on its enormous production of cereals, which were highly needed in the Greek world. This was achieved through an extremely thorough exploitation of native Egyptian peasants, whose villages were under the heavy thumb of temples and royal administrators. The Ptolemies and their administration typically had to focus most of their time and attention to running the system and managing the tensions it generated. Under Ptolemaios IV, this fiscal pressure, both regular and extraordinary contributions, was increased, probably at least partially to finance external wars. As a result, peasants began to seek escape from this relentless fiscal pressure by simply fleeing their land and home. Predictably, the response of the authorities was authoritarian, pursuing deserters, and placing the burden of responsibility on the whole villages, resulting in further departures. Further departures of farmers and other laborers, which soon fed endemic revolts throughout the country. The result was a significant weakening of the Ptolemaic revenues, which contributed to the overall decline of the Lagged kingdom. This is really, really bad. First of all, if I were attempting to raise additional taxes, which I haven't done before, but this is an option, it gives me -1 modifier in Delta and Tabais. Secondly, to do anything about this, to avoid this, I have to specifically activate either the king or chief minister. And there may be modifiers, but I won't be trying this. Right, so if I succeed at this, I get to reshuffle this event back into the deck. I can draw this multiple times per turn. And if this event just happens to be just lying around here, not in the deck, at the end of the turn, I'm going to do this. Both Delta and Tabais are going to lose in their, profits. Delta is dropping from 18 to 13, and Tabais from 4 to 3. I think there's something else happening. Oh, no. The price of campaigning there remains the same. I think I'm going to leave this event, just staying here, right next to my everything, so I don't forget it exists. And maybe send Sosibius to handle this. He still has like a 2 out of 6 chance to fail. I could send him to maybe put this back into the deck. At least try to. Thing is, this can come out after we do all the actions for the turn, but before Winter Quarters, so there is no easy way of dealing with this. I might not even try to. Next. Fall of the Kingdom of Tilis. I cannot read this font at this resolution with this highlight. Is finally crushed by the local Thracians. Remove all lines and tribes. Let's roll the die. 2. Thracia. All alliances on tribes. Okay, this only hits Macedon. Placed ravaged marker in impacted satrapy. Interesting. If you have a unit standing, if you have a unit marker, the game gives you an option to place a ravaged marker right under it. But you can't just right-click a location. No? Ravaged. Remove once implemented, essentially out of play. Next. No, too early for winter quarters. Northern border of flame. Northern barbarians were near constant threat. Right, let's see what happens. Roll a die. 5. Ravaged Thracia. If no troop present, remove one random alignment marker in Thracia. Well, you'll find that there actually is a troop present in Thracia. Why am I defending Macedon? Oh well. If the current second Punic walkout shows a test to be rolled, do it now and apply results immediately. Too late, game. Too late. Hannibal was this close, but no. Okay, what's Macedon going to do? Will Macedon is not going to use the talented general a second time. That's just how it rolls. The bots are instructed to use it only once. It's going to be a land campaign, quite possibly, in Thessalia. Who is going to come? That's the question. Andromachos? I think it's going to be Andromachos. Battle rating intrigue. Wait. They all have the same rating. Oh, Andromachos sucks at, sieging. So maybe not ideal. He will have to besiege Roman city. Nicanor? Nicanor would work, but he has... Are we going to send Alexandros? I don't think sending Alexandros is a good idea. Okay, Alexandros, you go here. You take the elite mercenary unit. Macedon blocks chief minister. Come here, and now he's going to roll 4 sieges. Yep. Delete. Place Macedon garrison. No, he's not going to place a garrison. This is a problem. Because if they place a garrison, remember these are Greeks. If they place garrison, Gomphoi is going to flip its shit. It's going to stop. Macedon Alliance. Which is bad, but also this guy is activated. Please, Seleucids, roll something other than diplomacy. Please. 3 plus 6. 9. Roll 9 to 10. Conduct envoy action. What the fuck is happening? Okay, let's see what they come up with. 5 and 2. Seleucids not at war. 7. Upper satrapies. You literally cannot do this in the upper satrapies anymore. You cannot do diplomacy there. Okay, moving on next. Ptolemy core. Really? Okay. Which part? Macedon, Seleucid target and Ptolemy core. Start looking from Coelisyria. Oh. I wonder what's going to happen here. How much do they need to roll? Going to activate this guy. It's going to... -1. Okay, so he's going to succeed on a roll of 3. Yes, +1 for the bribe they're always paying, -1 because they have my alliance here. I really need to send an army here. But he misses. Thank fuck. Okay. What do we do? I'm not going to try to deal with anacharesis. I'm not going to try to calling my peasants back. Should we Agathocles someone else? Oh, I have an idea. Crete. Gives us only half a victory point. It earns us no money. You know what? No, let's not do this. Lycia. You know what? Why not? Let's send someone. Let's send Agathocles. Man, or we could try this. No. Let's send Agathocles to Lycia. Going to cost us, activate him again. Going to cost us another 3. And see if he can score a hit. 2 and 3. That is a hit. That's actually 2 hits, but unfortunately I won't be able to use the second one, so just place Ptolemy Alliance. Now I have partial control, simple control of Lycia. Should add this to my cards. Next, Rome. What does Rome do? Discard this, draw another one. Nothing. Rome's done diplomacy too. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should have done this earlier, but no. Rome gets this. Because Rome does diplomacy, its target is Aetolian League, so it's going to place Roman alliance. Maybe I should have done this last time, but whatever. Yes, Aetolia is aligned to Rome. Discard. Next. Skerdilaidas? Yes, the pirates. I have a unit here. My fleets are covering everything. Yeah, so this is nothing. So instead, let's see how Seleucids decide to send an envoy again. Let's roll for the Seleucid action. Let's see what they do. 1 + 4. That's 5. Ooh, land campaign. Fucking finally. Right. What do we see on the grouping table? 5 + 3. That is Ptolemy core. I don't like this. Are they going to campaign in Ptolemy core? Really? Right, so the order for 6 is Kypros, Kyrenaika, Seleukis, Colli, Syria. Well, they cannot campaign anywhere here without declaring war on me. But... Is it possible? No, I don't think they're going to attack because I actually have a unit there. Okay, I found the exact paragraph. If a campaigning force meets in a target satrapy a force of a power it is not at war with, there is no battle unless one of the forces decides to give battle. However, no siege or subjugation attempt may be attempted against a place allied with such a force, nor plundering in satrapy controlled by such a force. So yeah, they cannot do shit here. Precisely because I have one mercenary unit aligned with me here. Alright, so that's good news. But if Seleucids cannot campaign in any part of my core, what are they going to do next? Oh, Seleucid periphery. That's cool. That might be interesting. 5. Seleucid periphery, Seleucid target in Seleucid periphery, Kilikia. No, I don't think that'll be a target. They own it. Lydia Phrygia. Oh, finally, they're going to fight the rebel. They are going to kick ass of their rebel. Shame that there's actually an event in the deck which would allow me to get him to my side. Attempt to spring him from... Who is going to go? There is a chance of renown, so I fear the king may be doing this. Okay, 1 elite unit against 1 unit of the rebel is already going to be superior. Yes, there was a hardened city there, so it's going to be a siege train as well. So I need to activate the king. Okay, this is going to be a battle. Anyway, let's roll. First, let's roll for the rebel, who has the battle rating of 3, a regular unit. He rolls a 4, so he misses. Now, this guy, who has 1 elite unit, meaning he needs a 1, well, he needs a 5 to score a hit. It's a 6. Okay, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Just awkwardly standing here, exchanging pleasantries. Beautiful. Okay, good job. Next, whose turn is next? Macedon? Is Macedon going to do anything? Have I increased the Macedon VP? Or not? Because this gave Macedon, like, how much? 1 VP. Did I? I don't think I did. But now Macedon controls all of its core. At war and on offense. Are you going to be on offense? 3, yes, okay, they are on offense. Mandatory must play events to leave special cards in play. No, nothing. Nothing. This card is going to be played only at peace. So possibly never. Wait, it says remove when triggered. I think most of these cards are get cleaned off when at the end of the turn too. Cleaned up. Okay. Land campaign. With okay, so with a leader that has already 1 troop, so we're not going to summon anyone else. It's going to be campaign with this guy. This guy can campaign in only 2 places. Let's see which one. Okay, yes, we're going to Aetolia Epeiros. Wait, are they going to fight this guy? Okay, yes, these guys go back to their banner when they're not aligned with anyone, and then they come back when they are aligned with someone, so yes, these guys are active. And these guys are going to give battle. These guys are attacking. They attack first because this is a rough terrain area, so the defenders get a first shot at it. They roll a 5, which is a miss. Now you roll something, which is a 3. Okay, that's a hit. These guys are dispersed. Hello, dispersed. Dispersed. Now, they're going to roll 2 siege options, I believe. Let me see. Conduct 2 sieges, yes. 3 and a 5. His siege rating is 2, so no, this doesn't do anything. And now he'll try to subjugate Aetolia with his subjugation rating of 3. Elite units don't help here. And this is a -2, so he has to roll a 1. He doesn't roll a 1, so a good job not doing much. Now, I can see why Aetolians would be so cocky and rebel every possible turn. Right, so that was Macedon. What am I going to do? The problem is I know that I can roll a revolt somewhere in Thebais, which means I need to keep a general in reserve. I know that the rebel can attack, which is where I need to keep my king in reserve. And I know that I need Sosibios for this. I may have to take 2 shots at this. I'll try to do it at least once. So... But I don't want to do this on the 3rd card, because this is the 3rd card, right? Yeah, this is card 3, so... Okay, I'm going to pass. I'm not going to do anything.